Hey guys. Hey guys, it's Jessie, and today I am back with another queer book review. And this time I didn't set up the sound stuff because I didn't want to, and I don't necessarily have the time, so you're gonna have to sort of deal with the fact that the sound isn't as nice as it's been for the past few videos. So this month we read Not Otherwise Specified by Hannah Moskowitz. Hannah is my favorite author. I have actually met her in person. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this already. And from, if I remember correctly, this is actually her favorite book that she's written. So some of my review is going to keep that in mind. I'm going to start off by saying I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't think it was the best book I've read of hers. I mean, if you're comparing overall best books I've read of hers, obviously I think Invincible Summer is her best book, given that I've read it 8 times. But in terms of queer books that she has written, I would have to go with Gone, 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 which takes place in the DMV during the sniper shootings. So, I mean, I also have a lot of personal reasons why I like that one better, including the fact that I was only 5-ish when the sniper shootings happened, so I didn't really get to live through it the way that, like, Hannah did, so... But that one's just, in general, sweeter, and I like it better. So this is a trigger warning for the book if you didn't read it already, which I'm pretty sure I trigger warned it last time, but this book explicitly talks about eating disorders. So, Not Otherwise Specified is about a bisexual black girl living in Nebraska who has an eating disorder. She technically binges, restricts, and I think it's called purging when you make yourself throw up. She has eating disorder not otherwise specified, which is part of the reason why that's the book title. I think the reason this is Hannah's favorite book is because it's a lot of her life. And I say this because the character's inner voice is Hannah's voice. And I hope she's been told that before, because it really, like, it's her voice, it's her eating disorder too, from what I can tell, given that I know that she had an eating disorder in high school. So, Etta, who's the main character, she is getting better with her eating disorder, but when her eating disorder was really bad, she started dating this guy, and all of her friends in her all-girls high school are lesbians. They call themselves the Dykes, and, like, God forbid any one of them is bisexual, even if they had blatantly been telling their friends that they were bisexual before. And so Etta's dumbass friends dumped her, and so the beginning of the book, not Hannah, I'm gonna lose my mind if I keep calling Etta Hannah. Etta decides that she's going to go to the club where she and her friends used to go, and like, either confront them or be like, oh look, we can be friends again because now I'm not dating a boy. But all of the girls are assholes, and the only one that she was actually friends with, just isn't there. I don't know. And so the rest of the book is kind of about her dealing with the bullying from the Dykes and her creating a new friendship with this girl who's in her eating disorder therapy group, and her trying to get into this like performing arts high school because that other girl's also auditioning, and so Etta becomes friends with her and her brother and her brother's friend. And so a lot of it is like her dealing with her eating disorder through her friend's eating disorder, her trying to fix herself through her friend, her trying to sort of repair the broken friendships between her and her dyke friends, and it's okay. I really didn't like the book until I got about 116 pages in, when the sister was being bullied because Etta was being bullied. She has a little sister, but she's not really mentioned much. So, I don't know. I didn't really, for a long part of the book, I really couldn't connect to the story, because it was like, this is just Hannah. This is just Hannah talking. I don't know. I'm not wild about the narration, but I like the second half of the book, so that's why I gave it 4 stars, because I also did read it in a full day. So if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have sat down and read the whole thing. Me being who I am going to talk about some of these, like, quotes. So, I want to mention this one just because I think it's a common queer experience that gets written off as being predatory. Because I've had a lot of my straight friends say the same thing to me, but there's also this dialogue that, like, queer love can't be predatory, which doesn't seem true. I'll explain it in a second. So, pretty early in the book, this is when Etta is making note of Bianca, her friend with the eating disorder's body. She says, I've been sitting here studying his little sister's non-body for an hour with some mixture of jealousy or lust, and Jesus Christ, Etta, she is 14 and sick. This is not sexy. And it's not even that I think it is, or that when I close my eyes to dream about girls, I see ones who look like her. So I want to comment on that just because I think it's common for gay and queer women to look at other women's bodies that are within like 4 years up or down of them and not necessarily knowing if it's because they're sexy or interesting or you're jealous that their body is that little. And I just thought it was like really nice that she put that in because I feel like it's like, God forbid you have those feelings, you know, and it shouldn't be that way because it's not as predatory as I think people think it is. I do have a part that I had an issue with. It's about like 30 pages in, and this fucking gay kid, this cis white gay, goes, communities are overrated. Hannah Moskowitz, what the fuck? That's bullshit, and you know it, because communities, that's all we fucking have in this world is communities of people who are like us. And the first step to finding communities that are like you is identification. To write in a book for teenagers that communities are stupid is, it's reductive and it's limiting and alienating, and I don't think it helps teenagers. Like, obviously they shouldn't be limiting themselves to their identities, but that's why you can have multiple identities. Like, what makes me me is the fact that I am a queer, Jewish, educated, bipolar woman. I belong to each one of those communities, and that helps foster relationships with other people. Having a community helps you realize that there's not anything wrong with you. Here's a bad line. So Etta's like, I'm afraid of something because it might make me really happy. And then Bianca goes, why is that so scary? And then Etta goes, because that means we exist. What? I'm sorry, Hannah. That's a bad line. I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Nicole is downstairs, so I'm gonna stop recording this. Thanks for watching. Next month we are doing None of the Above by I.W. Gregorio, which is about an intersex kid, so that's very exciting. I do recommend this book. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.